60,000 gold for my Bis weapon, 20,000 for my Bis enchant. We've got to get to the bottom of this. Just like I suspected, the gnomes have all these secret gold-making methods they've been hoarding. We've got to take advantage. Don't worry, I got away with all their secret methods. We're gonna be rich. So gold by design in Cataclysm, it allows you to get a huge edge over everybody else. I'm sure you've been eyeing some gorgeous 359 item level near Bis pieces, or maybe you've been eyeing that Power Torrent, the landslide enchant, that increases your DPS by hundreds just instantly. See, gold is really the true endgame of Cataclysm, but with 2-3 nights of half-less progression, we really haven't had nearly enough time to farm it. The savvy gold makers, though, they know about the 4 major pillars of AFK gold making that are going to print you money even when you're not playing the game. So first there are those hyper-profitable auction house flips that you can do even when you're half asleep. And since the hard rates are kicking our asses, there's suddenly huge profit to be made from AFK cooking that nobody's talking about. Then we have the slept-on methods to maximize rewards from all the new in-game systems, even turning your in-game currencies into huge stacks of cash every single week. And if you want low-stress gold really fast, I'll teach you how to run your own trash farm to generate thousands of gold worth of epics every single hour. But first, let's talk about those super AFK auction house flips you can do while you're drinking your cup of coffee. So I've made over 100,000 gold from enchanting vellums, while other players, they've made their fortunes from transmutes, ebon steel belt crafts, selling cogwheels from engineering, cutting profitable gems, you name it. The problem is, though, that while everybody talks about these methods being awesome gold makers, they never really explain how to actually pick which items to craft, which enchants to make, what gems to cut, what actually even sells on the auction house. The secret that savvy gold makers have, though, this cheat code on their side, it's something you're likely not even using. That tool is the Trade Skill Master desktop app, and you can get it from the link below the video completely for free. So you're going to have to make an account. It takes about 10 seconds to do that. And you're also going to have to set your realm to the realm you are in Cataclysm, so for me that's Fairlina. So once it's set up, it has all this auction house scan data, and you can use that data to figure out a bunch of really key pieces of information. So for example, how fast specific items sell on your server, that's really big. Take a look at the region sale data. The higher numbers are always better, so if a number is above 0.6, that means the item sells nearly instantly. So for a specific example, let's say you're picking an AFK gold making jewel crafting cut to unlock. So I'm going to use the advanced search, and I'm going to set the item level to 85 or above and the quality to rare. Then I'm able to see, okay, the Reckless Ember Topaz sells really fast, also makes 30 gold per cut. I'm going to unlock that recipe next. The same idea can apply to any of the profession tabs, so enchanting being a really good example of this. You pull up the enchanting tab, you can instantly see which of the recipes you have that are profitable. Next to that, you can even see the sale rate, so you can see, okay, this enchant really isn't worth making because nobody ever buys it. Using TSM, I can see all sorts of enchants that I never would have considered, like Mongoose. Who would have thought that Mongoose sells just as fast as the major Cata enchants, makes you 200 gold a pop? You could just be making those automatically while you're watching those AI-generated WoW lifting videos. Okay, so auction house profits, pretty insane, right? But cooking profits, even more AFK, even more gold. See, the only way to make the new foods is to unlock the cooking recipes at the vendor near the trainer at any major city. You've got to have 500 cooking, though, to make the most profitable new recipes, like the skewered eel. That means you need a 450 recipe, a 475 recipe, and then finally your most profitable 500 recipes. That barrier to entry makes cooking super profitable since very few people want to do all those cooking dailies. To figure out which recipes to buy on my journey to 500, I did a TSM advanced search of level 80 or higher foods, and then I could just check the sale rate and the profit. So I could immediately see severed sagefish has the highest sell rate, and that's followed by the skewered eel. Knowing that, I was able to unlock those first, and then I could maximize my profit. So now every single night, I'm able to print a few thousand gold, just completely AFK, making those fish. And as I unlock more recipes, my profit's only going to increase. There is a tip, though, to unlock recipes even faster, which is that there is a chance one of the dailies in a city will be 2 tokens. And so you can go to all the different cities until you find a 2-token quest. Theoretically, you could get recipes unlocked a lot faster than if you just sat in Orgrimmar all day and just took whatever they gave you. So in between the flips and the AFK cooking, I'm also taking advantage of all the new systems in Cataclysm that just print money. The first thing I love to take advantage of is Call to Arms.
So depending on how active the tank and the heal queues are for RDF, at certain times you can get a free satchel, and that could contain something like a free flask worth over 100 gold, maybe even an epic mount. To make sure I don't miss those call to arms, I use an add-on called Call to Arms that works in Cata even though it was designed for Dragonflight. Though if you just want a simple weak card that does the same thing, I'll also link that below the video too. So while you're blasting all those dungeons, you're also going to be generating justice points, and they just don't really have much use once you have all your BIS gear. That's where the NPC Togar and Orgrimmar comes in. For every 1,000 justice points I have, I'm able to buy 20 Elementium ore. That's only about 100 gold, but it's still free money, and the same thing applies to honor. So you can convert honor into gold at the same ratio at the honor trades good NPC. If that's a little bit underwhelming for you though, you can also take your soon-to-be worthless valor points, and you can convert those into a pair of boots worth well over 10,000 gold. I'd recommend checking the sale rate of all the different items first. So in my case, the Woe Breeder's boots, they sell way faster than the other two options. Another AFK gold maker related to the new Cataclysm systems. Historically, you could actually disenchant conquest gear. Now, of course, I want to run an elite RBG team that wins every single game. But if you're really cash-strapped on some alts, this is a good, viable, short-term strategy. It takes less than an hour of RBGs to unlock a cape, for example. That would be a short-term way of making over 3,000 gold per hour. That being said, if this method does work, you do not want to AFK the RBGs as you could get banned. I would just recommend just YOLOing them instead and having some fun. The other problem is that my disenchanting alt's only level 80, so I'm not 100% confirming that this works. I'd like you to test it and let me know in the comments. So the last AFK method that savvy gold makers are doing to really print some money is that they're trash farming Bastion of Twilight. So ideally your guild would move things around so you don't just do bot the very first day. Hopefully you can just get a night or two to yourself to power farm some epics. So you need a tank, 2 healers, around 8 players total, and then you can generate about 2 epics per hour. So I would recommend just doing the first handful of packs and skipping the sides and just resetting over and over. You have the option of group looting the items out, or you could auction them off GDKP style. To keep your morale good, I would highly recommend encouraging your raiders to look at all the expensive items they can get on the newly updated Atlas loot. I'll link that new Atlas loot below the video, so definitely get that. You can get items like Shelly's Staff of Dark Mending, that's worth over 35,000 gold right now. You might be saying, hey, that's not even an AFK method, why is it in the video? Well, I can tell you I literally fell asleep doing this method. Nobody even noticed, and we were still printing money the whole time. So our journey to AFK gold making nirvana, it took us to Trade Skill Mountain, Master. With that cheat code tool, we were able to pick the optimal items, the vellums, the gems, so we could craft them for maximum profit in minimal time. Then our journey took us to faraway lands to unlock cooking recipes that print thousands of gold per week. We took a small detour to investigate all the different gold printing systems that Cataclysm has to offer, before finally stopping off at Bastion of Twilight to print free epics like Shelly's Staff for tens of thousands of gold. With all these awesome AFK gold makers, I've gotta know what your current favorite AFK gold maker is. For me, it's gotta be the cooking. I love how that barrier to entry with the dailies means so much potential profit. Now, I'd like to thank you for watching. Subscribing won't make Alec here any easier, but it will make him cuter. And if your guild needs to start killing heroics like yesterday, I've got the ultimate guide to fix all your progression problems in record time. Click the video on the screen now.